Hi folks, welcome to Hybrid Teaching. I'm Liz Rodriguez, your instructor, and I wanted to take you on a quick tour of our online course space that is going to supplement and enhance what we do together face-to-face. Because we are learning how to teach in the hybrid mode, we will be conducting class in the hybrid mode so that you get a bit of an idea of what it's like from the student perspective to have these different modes of interaction, that is face-to-face and online. What you're looking at right now is the homepage for our course in D2L, and front and center you see announcements. I'll make an announcement pretty much every week, at the beginning of every week at the very least, as well as intermittently throughout the week in order to course correct or give you more information or answer questions. So please do read every announcement. The way that you can make sure that you're getting every announcement is to turn on notifications, which you can do by clicking, actually you click your name and then choose notifications. And you can let D2L know when you would like to get an email or even a text message when things happen in the course, like an announcement or something gets graded. You can just opt in and then save on this page. This is something that I also recommend that all professors do, whether face-to-face, online, hybrid, that they bring this up and show this to their students, because not all students know how to opt into these notifications. And so this is a really helpful way of staying in closer communication with the people you're teaching. So to return to the course homepage, there is also this handy-dandy calendar feature which lets you know the upcoming due dates for this course. Now what I want to show you is the content page. So whenever you're looking for things in the course, clicking the content tab is really the best way to get there. First and foremost, you should visit the syllabus and course schedule module. Both of those documents are there, and they will always be the most updated version, so try not to rely upon previously saved versions. If you have a question, go to these documents here, though I'll always let you know if I've made any updates. The course schedule is especially helpful because it really does outline for you, once it loads, each due date in the course, and is just a one-stop shop for what you're supposed to be doing during these 6 weeks. So returning using these breadcrumbs up here to the table of contents, D2L always leaves you on the last module that you clicked on. So that was, well, I clicked on table of contents, that's why we're there now. Let's actually jump now to Unit 0, which is where you'll find a page about me. It's a very nice way to introduce yourself to your students before you get that face-to-face time. And then there's an introductory discussion that I would like you all to participate in at some point this week. Now we'll look at Unit 1, and this is really a representative unit for the course. I divide each unit into a read and watch submodule, which has any sort of instructional materials that I have for you, any videos I want you to watch, as well as the checklist that I mentioned, and a do submodule, which will contain any sort of assignments that you have to complete. Every week there will be a discussion, and you're expected to participate in it at least twice. There are 2 due dates, one which is midweek, which is when you have to post your initial discussion response, and then there'll be a second due date where you have to respond to one of your peers by the end of the unit. There is also a setting enabled on these discussion boards where you won't be able to see anything until you participate, and then everything will open up for you. So this is a really good option for you as a professor as well, if you really want your students to participate in a discussion without being swayed or having their first impressions tainted by what they hear from other people in the course. So if you're not seeing anything, it's probably because either no one's participated or you haven't participated. So make sure that you are checking back and really engaging in the discussion, because sometimes it'll amplify things that we're doing in our face-to-face meetings. Other times we just don't have time to cover certain material, and I will use the online discussions in order to make that understanding, help foster that understanding. So to return to our Unit 1 module, just to review then, read and watch everything you need to look at in order to get up to speed for each unit, and then do everything that you actually need to complete. So each week I will open up a new unit for you, and everything that you need instructionally for the course is right here. Now I'm realizing right now that I've forgotten to turn on Student View, which is something that you can do in any of your other courses. You can click on your name, click View as Student, and you will be able to see the course from your students' perspectives. So now when I click on Content, all of those modules that I had in draft mode that I still want to make changes to have disappeared. And this is exactly how your students would see the course and how you see it now. I'll also pull up the checklist because that looks a bit different from the student perspective. So you'll see this check-offable list right here that tracks your progress that you have control over for each week. The due date is listed here, and then if it's applicable, I always link to whatever it is that you're supposed to finish underneath that task. So this is another way that I help keep the course organized, because I do find the navigation of D2L challenging, as do students, and so this is yet another way of helping people get to the resources that they need. The last thing I'll draw your attention to is on the Discussions tab, this Raise Your Hand discussion board, which I find really helpful, using it as it's equivalent to like the first 10 minutes of class. You know, when you get to class and people are asking questions, following up on things from the previous week, etc. That's what the Raise Your Hand question board is for, so that you can ask questions of me that probably apply to the whole class, and ask for points of clarification. And also I encourage you to check in on it, to subscribe to it by clicking that star. And you see how I can choose. I actually want to get a notification in the mini bar anytime somebody participates in this, and so that means anytime someone asks a question or posts something, I'll get an alert right up here. But this is a really good way for you to help create learning community and respond to your peers if you get to a question before I do. It's a nice way of interacting and adding another way of creating those connections with people other than face-to-face or in our regular discussions. So I really look forward to working with all of you this term. Please do ask me a question here or get in touch with me. My contact information is in the syllabus and on our course homepage, and I will see you soon.